everybody, so today I made a birthday cake for my son's 8th birthday, and turns out I'm not super talented at all crafts because baking and decorating cakes is not my forte, but I hope you enjoy what I tried to do, and hopefully it gives you a little giggle. This year my son turned 8. For his birthday he wanted a Sonic the Hedgehog party. I found a video on Pinterest on a cupcake decorating, and I thought, I got this, I'm crafty little Megan. To make things easy on myself, I bought pre-dyed icing in blue and brown and white, so the only color I really needed to make was like a peachy tone for the ear and the face. The inspiration video for this cupcake pull-apart cake was found on YouTube and posted by Craft Factory, and I will post the link in the description at the bottom of the page in case you'd like to see what they did and compare it to my lovely artistry. In the video, they start by arranging their cupcakes in a similar configuration to the way I have mine, and that went pretty well. Then, after that, they start by piping a pretty heavy layer of roux frosting across all of the cupcakes. If you were paying attention earlier on in this video, you would notice that I started out with my frosting in a piping bag and ran out pretty much after I had made just one circle of the cake. So that's when I realized that this was going to start taking a lot more icing than I was prepared for. So to conserve as much icing as possible, I started just scraping the icing directly from the tub and applying it to the cake in as thin a layer as possible. However, for a cupcake pull-apart cake, you do need a pretty thick layer of icing in between the cupcakes in order to fill in that blank space where there may not be cake at all. So if you snuck a peek at my icing tub there, you'll notice it is empty. So now I'm trying to just fill in the parts of the cake that will not have other icing on top of them to see if I can avoid making another trip to the store. Because if you live in Arizona in the summer, you know that one trip to the store is more than enough, especially in the middle of August. Now begins the process of smoothing the cake. Because the reference video used so much more frosting than I did, I think they were able to get a much smoother look on their cake than I did. So after going over it a few times, I realized that this was never going to happen for me. So I decided to go for a more textured look, but still try to get it as smooth and unidirectional as I possibly could. Although the space that was not covered in blue was quite a bit larger than the reference video, I had already decided I was not going back to the store, so I decided to press on with the eyes. I put a heavy layer of white frosting because I had more than enough of that, so that I could cover the cake and make this part a little bit more smooth. And this turned out okay, other than the wonky, misshapen eye on the right, which was supposed to be actually the smaller of the two eyes. Watching this video, I'm also noticing that I use my fingers on the cake and the icing quite a bit. But do not worry and don't leave any comments. I swear I washed my hands very thoroughly prior to making this cake. Now, you may remember earlier on in this video, I said that I did not purchase the peachy colored frosting that was needed to make the face. To make this color, I just combined some of the white frosting that I had left over from the eyes with a little bit of the chocolate frosting that I was going to use for the darker, almost black features of the face. This turned out okay and was one of the few successes I had. Where I thought Sonic's ear was, and I'm just realizing that this is completely almost out of frame, but that's where I thought Sonic's ear was, and so I put it there on the first spike. My son, when he saw this cake's first comment was, "Why does Sonic not have 3 spikes, Mom?" And it's then that I realized in the reference video that they actually put the ear kind of on that bigger second spike, and so, whoops, but nobody at the party seemed to notice. And now finally for the darker black elements of Sonic's face, I ended up using more of a chocolate frosting because I feel like black frosting on people's teeth is just disgusting and chocolate's delicious, so why not? after taking a long hard look at what I had after I had finished with the eyes, I decided to take some blue food coloring and dye a little bit more frosting, which I knew I wouldn't get to match the blue exactly, but it was going to be close enough and would at least help to shape the eyes a little better.
So you guys made it to the end of the video and you've seen some of my errors. I spent a lot of time making fun of myself in this video, but all in all it did turn out okay, and I think that my son was super happy with the results. So don't let this discourage you from trying cake decorating. And a few tips to take home: buy way more icing than you think you'll need, and maybe like a softer consistency icing might make it easier to spread and smooth, so possibly try that. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.